And here we are for the finals. Do I want to play first? I kind of don't with this deck, the green one that we have started, but I'm going to anyway. This is a hand I don't mind, because we can go Obligator into Aggressor potentially, and then have Judgment and Baloth later. I'll keep it. The little colorless dude off the top wouldn't be bad here. Then we could go that into Aggressor and Distill your dude and hit you into a bunch of counters, you're dead. So like this hand has a plan. And I think it's an okay plan. The value on these release seals is pretty good as far as the prize support goes. So it's worth playing in these if you do enjoy sealed. Our opponent went to 6. Is thinking about their scry, I would presume. And as soon as they've made their decision, we will play a land and pass. Is this guy pooping a rainbow or like getting cut in half by one? I don't really know what's happening there. But there's definitely some rainbow action going on. Hey, look. That is a decent draw. It is the one moment in time where McKindy Slide Runner will actually be useful, but we'll take it. Without a colorless source, I'm very likely to just slam this Obligator and go. Because that lets me hit for 6, and then potentially, like even without drawing anything else, I hit for 6, and then 7. That's a lot of damage. Is that like some sort of armadillo bison-like thing? Yeah, I'm just gonna run out the Obligator. If they've got Sandy, aka Horribly Awry, good for them. This means, again, we could potentially hit for 9 next turn and put them to 5. I'm not convinced that we would, but we could. All right. So we can eat that and hit them for 6. That seems like a good turn. Like I could also play the Aggressor and swing, but then they just get a free block, so I'm not gonna. Block that. Makes it sort of a 3-mana destroy target creature spell if cast in exactly that way at that time. You can't do that, buddy. But thanks for checking for bugs. So they're down to 8. We've got another haste creature in hand. With a land, we can pump our dudes up big enough to kill them with the Nissa's Judgment if they play a creature. They're just dead to a land here. Saddleback Legak. That sort of does the same thing as playing the Aggressor here. And uses up more of our mana, so sure. This is the world in which Saddleback Legak wants to live. I kind of expect a sweep away on the Slide Runner, but that still puts them to 4 with 2 creatures that they really kind of have to deal with. And they're not aware that there's a hasty Aggressor coming out as well. So they're going to need a really good turn here. That's not going to do it. It's cute, but it's not going to work. Because you dead. Alright. So there's an argument. All we've seen is Islands, Sweep Away, Tide Caller, and Endless Swan. There's an argument for not siding into the other deck and bringing in like a Plummet here. Because the Netcaster Spider and the Plummet should be good against blue, as well as the Plated Crusher for a finisher. Also, because our deck started off so aggressive, but really isn't that aggressive, like we've got a lot of draws that are nowhere near that. that draw depended on us having a 2-drop, and there's only 2 in the deck. That almost makes me want to keep this deck because our opponent will prepare for an aggro matchup, and this actually isn't one. It just looked like it. But I could see taking out maybe a Hedron Crawler for a plummet, but then that almost makes me want to put in another land. I think I can easily, again, the Endless one makes me think I want the Sure Strike, because I can't really deal with that, but I could see taking out the Sure Strike for the Vines. It's a blue deck, they're going to have flyers. I want Plummet and Elemental Uprising, although good there, isn't exactly the droid we're looking for in most matchups. And I don't think I want to side into the black-red deck when I'm certainly going on the draw. I could almost see wanting the Warden over the Recruit, but I think the Evasion might be helpful. Yeah, I'm going to run this one back and not swap into the black-red, although if we go to a game 3, I think I do side into the black-red and try to get some aggro beats going. Well, this hand is good against flyers, but not much else. This one I can... this one's got to go back too. This one's okay with a scry. Like, I have to take this mountain. Actually, I kind of don't want that mountain because there's mountains in the deck and I'm going to draw them. But, I mean, at least I can cast my other top decks here. That's a pretty miserable mulligan, but we'll take it. We can potentially reality hemorrhage something early. The challenge is, like, we're hoping they've sided into some sort of anti-aggro plan and we can just kill them with our big things. This hand can at least cast those big things, but we are playing 20 mana sources, so an opener with 4 means we're going to have a lot of those mana sources. They're blue-white, which makes me like the Plummet even better. Lantern, sure. Alright, now we need a 3. We don't have a 3. I really don't want to run out Brother Lagak as a 3-1, but that may be the world we're living in. Kind of anything they resolve here is a problem for us. Well, that settles the run out the Lagak plan. It just doesn't do anything. Kind of desperately need a mountain, because a 5/5 menace can start to win a game. No attacks? That's interesting. So again, we can play around a counterspell, but I don't think I'd beat a counterspell anyway. So I'm going to try to get this down and then see if we can Lagak onto it and start to do a thing. I still have mixed feelings about Seer's Lantern. It seems like it'd be good in a control deck, probably okay in a mid-range deck, which is what most sealed decks are going to be. So I suppose there's that. Oh, I feel so isolated in that zone of isolation. I can aggressor... attack. I can just aggressor Lagak. That does get more stuff on the board. The advantage of the aggressor here is that I can get some value out of our reality hemorrhage. That kind of drains our hand. But, like, I think that's what this hand wants to do. It also potentially makes the Lagak better if I draw another creature. Although I guess hitting for 4 isn't nothing. Just got to be careful because, like, any creature kind of destroys us. What is this? Wow. Trample, haste, 5/5? I don't think I'm beating that. I would like to steal it. So I think that's probably our game plan, is to try to race that and draw our Steal Your Dude guy. Because if he doesn't have something else, we can start to do a thing. Definitely siding into the black-red deck for game 3. God, this thing's absurd. He's swinging for 9 here, putting me to 5, so I have to win next turn. I don't even think there's a draw in the deck that does that. Although killing this guy is a really good start. So we can kill that. We die to any other Awaken spell. How much does that put us hitting them for? 6, 7, 8, 9. Putting them to 7. That might just be good enough. Oh, I can't kill that because I have to discard a card. Oh, I have a card to discard. I kind of don't care. I could also kill the island and hold back something, but that kills me to a removal spell, not just an Awaken spell. All right, let's make sure we cast this correctly. We support on these two. We do the damage to that. We pay the mana. We discard the land. And now we smash your reality. Like, I'm still dead to an Awaken even if I leave back multiple blockers, so I feel like just swinging with everything, and like, he's probably got more Awaken spells. Like, Clutch of Currents gets me. I can protect against Sheer Drop by leaving this guy back. Do I want to do that? You know, a pretty safe attack is just going here, because then I can block that. Yeah, I think I like that better, even though we're kind of out of gas and he's loaded up. I don't want to just throw the game away. We could also get in a scenario where he, you know, kills this guy, attacks in, plays a big thing. Like, we're in pretty good shape against this. Ooh, that's just perfect. It means that we can attack him with both of these and not be just dead to a Sheer Drop. So we're going to do that. Sweep away. Well, that hurts. That hurts. It does get haste. If he blocks it there, we can get some value. Yeah, which I think we do, especially now that he's tapped out. We keep our guy. That means he can't just attack in and kill us. So if I chump, I don't have an attacker. But I mean, I'm so far behind the 8-ball, I think we just have to do this. Because we know we're drawing at 2-3 next turn. That's just not an absurd amount of value. Alright. That Dazzling Reflection gets us a little bit there. I think what we're going to do is, if we have the opportunity, to double block this and take 4. And then see if we've got a shot. Most spells kill us here, but that's where we are. Okay, that one certainly, while it doesn't kill us, it does put us really damn close. I'm not even sure that we have a draw that does anything, but there's no point in letting them know that. We can't... I guess we could block like this and go to 1. So at least have a dude out. Aggie, not going to stop the block Rockin' Beats, so we'll just pass here. Let him kill us. That wasn't bad for a mull to 5. I mean, it wasn't good either. But I feel like our opponent has the late game locked up. That Alpha Protector is going to be really difficult for either of our decks to deal with. The Awaken starts to become a real problem. Like, we've got this Sinkhole, which I think I may play. He wasn't as heavy flyers based. I think I actually do want the black-red for the last game. It's kind of close. It's kind of close, but let's put the deck together. It gives us access to that Essence Depleter. I think because of all the stuff he showed us, and because this deck might like a 4 damage to the face spell, I'm going to play the Consuming Sinkhole. As an instant, it might be able to do a thing. We clearly want this, we want the Warden, we want the Titan's Presence. Now, there's one card I was playing that I'm not playing, and that was Sure Strike. And I think this deck probably wants it. On the play, I definitely do. What do I not want? Cutting the crawlers does make my Obligator a little bit worse, but I think that's just what I have to... Yeah, it's so good to ramp something out. Could be crazy greedy. I'm still missing something that I was playing before. Oh, Sludge Dragon. Yeah, we want Sludge Dragon too. So what's the cut here? You know, it may just be the Sinkhole. Although I could still see that doing something that you want done. We've got a minute. Let's figure this out. Like, the whole plan here is just super mega go aggro, right? Yeah, I'm cutting a crawler. I'm not in love with it, but I think that's where we are. All right, let's roll. Do you want to play first, it asks. I do. I definitely do. Do you want to keep this hand? I kind of don't. Like, this hand needs to hit 2 lands to even get going. I don't think I can keep that. It's close, but I don't think it's worth doing. This one at least has some action going for it. I'll keep the Sifter. We need to draw another land, but that's sort of the big type of thing we would need for this deck to get going. Here we can potentially hit for 2. Like, he's got that Alpha Protractor, so I kind of want to get as much damage in off of this dude as I can. We also get a plane, so if we rip our process guy, that does the thing. A 2/2 Endless one. I'm not sad to see that. Then we can potentially get Sifting, and that should be pretty good value. Oh yeah, missing them drops. Don't have to worry about sweep away. We've got a 3/3 and a 4/4 to attack with, potentially, plus Tar Snare up. That's not great. Aggie's pretty good though. Like, unfortunately, we're not hitting for a lot with the Sludge Dragon, but we have the potential to in the later game. I wouldn't mind hitting our 3/3 discard a card dude. We can kill that with the Snare. It kind of puts us out of gas, though. I'm still going to do it. Puts us in top Decasaurus mode. Well, here it's probably worth just pumping the guy, right? Like, it makes me feel like he's got Gideon's Reproach. But I don't know what we would do about that anyway. Like, I could pump it to a 3/3 and just leave it, but that doesn't do much. Lithomancer's Focus gets me. Dazzling Reflection. Okay. It gains him some life, but it doesn't really solve the problem he's having. I do like scrying main phase during your upkeep. Means he gets to pick what he draws, but... Alright. Probably do want to take out that flyer now. Okay. I can tar snare that and it's dead. Or I can just hit for 4. Like, I feel like I need to get this off the table. It does also get through 1 more point of damage. He's still got 2 cards. It just seems unfair. But let's get blockers out of the way so that if we top deck hasty creatures, they can do something. I'm kind of scared he's just going to resolve 1 big giant thing and we lose, but because we're still pretty far away from being able to turn on the active treason guy. Yeah, like a 3/3 on Sludge Dragon kind of spells game over for us, especially if we rip lands. I mean, we can block it for a couple turns, and he's out of cards, we're out of cards, but it looks like our aggro deck just didn't get quite aggressive enough for the finals. Which, to be honest, I'm super happy 3-1ing with the pool we opened. I think it goes to show that even if you open a pool that isn't spectacular and bomby, that you can be pretty happy and still make a run. Like, I guess you're not happy, but you can still do what you can to try to win the game. That would be my personal preference. Because our opponent has some good cards. Oh yeah, and a Prophet too. That should spell our doom. It's a bit distorted, but sure. So one of our outs now is drawing that Obligator, as well as potentially drawing the Drainy guy, although it's going to have to come really fast. Another colorless dude goes a long way, and that we can pump this to a 3/5. He just drew a card and passed, which I like. We hit a land, which don't like. No attacks. But he's starting to draw multiple cards per turn. And if he was at 5, I'd say we had a pretty good chance at top decking something to do this. All right, we know he's got Sheer Drop in hand now too, which makes me pretty nervous to attack with Aggie. And he can start getting in with these now if he wants to. Crumbling Visage doesn't do much. Yeah, I think we're just flooding out here. I think we've got 1 more turn. But again, he's got to do something pretty stupid for us to be able to win. Like pump this guy big enough for it to kill him. And attack with more dudes than he needs to. Like an opponent that's a good player probably can't lose from this spot. I guess if we drew a Stone Fury and killed his Tidecaller when he attacks in, like, some things can happen. Yeah. All right, we have been reflected. Can't cast Aggie. Hellion is at least something we can cast. Gets him down a little lower. If he's bold enough to swing all, we're dead. Because we're taking 5 in the air and then 2 from these guys, but he may not do that. I guess we could block here and there and just go to 1. There's no reason for him to get that aggressive. That's one of the things that I said could start doing this for us, but we unfortunately have no way to capitalize on it. So he's just got multiple lethal dudes. All right. Well, like I said, I'm pretty happy managing to 3-1 with this. That gives us a pretty good prize structure. Let's look that up real quick and see what we get from that. For 3 wins, you get 9 packs, which is, you know, more than the 26 tickets we put in to get in there. And we were darn close to getting 12 packs, which is great. It's a good event, a great way to practice sealed, and a great way to play with the new cards. That's going to do it for me today. If you are digging what you're seeing here, come check out my stream. I do stream from 9 to 5 Eastern on Mondays, so if you're watching this on Monday, good chance you can come check the stream out and probably see some more Oath of the Gatewatch action. It is twitch.tv/Simulin. You can also see me here again next week for my Monday videos on SeemsGoodMagic. And do let me know in the comments if you are digging seeing the sealed versus seeing drafts only. All right, my friends, I will see you on the stream or next week here on Seems Good.